I've been wearing the same shirt for 3 days, but more importantly, I got asked this question, which is, how do you trade all-time high? Because obviously we know in the last video we talked about how it was wrong and we went to all-time highs and now we're at 76,22222. Okay. Shouts out to this guy, by the way. How do I trade all-time highs? This is what I do. I am a very smart money trader, right? Since the dawn of this channel. I followed vector candles, I followed market makers, I followed liquidity, etc. We know this. Which means, how do we trade uncharted territory? Well, guys, I'm going to be very transparent with you. I have never been this good at trading at all-time highs before. Why? Because many of you know, in the last bull run, I made a lot of money. And then I lost a lot of money because certain people on YouTube kept saying, don't short in a bear market or a bull market, which, how's that working out? Because I'm liking it, actually. Anyways, I'm a man. It's my fault, not anybody else's fault. I just longed, by the way, so shouts out to myself. Anyways, how do we trade all-time high? Here's how I'm going to trade all-time high. Number one, I'm going to wait for a range, okay? And a significant time frame range like this. What did I just say? I just longed. Geo, you longed all-time high? Well, trading is all perspective, right? So if you know where you are, why can't you long this even though you're at all-time high? Right? I could long way up here and get a very, very good risk to reward because I know what to look for. 10 to 1 risk to reward off of like a, you know, however many minutes scalps this was. So I can do that, right? That's number A on how to trade all-time high. What do other people do? Other people draw the fib extensions and the trend lines and whatever. I'm not great with that. I'm not going to lie. I don't really know how to use fib extension tool. I don't use that, right? Even my fibs, when I draw normal Fibonacci's, right? I look between the 618 and the 786, but I find most of the time that these levels will hold. For example, there will be an order block here. So it's like, did the 786 hold or like this area hold because of a golden pocket or because of smart money? Right? Or like, let's say the order block was like this and then it wicks it out. And it's like, people will say, oh yeah, look, it bounced right off the 786. Well, no, it didn't. It went through the 7. Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. Okay. So I'm not a huge proponent of all this retail, what I'm going to call mumbo jumbo Mickey Mouse. Okay. I'm not a huge proponent of it. However, when you are in these times, sometimes there's not really much else that you can work with. So, you know, who am I to say don't draw a Fibonacci and don't whatever else? So, as you can see on this chart, I have two lines or two different things. Number one is a trend line from this high to where we are now. Okay, this trend line is not really being respected right now. Kind of. I mean, this is a good place to reject, if any, but not really, you know what I'm saying. This one is a little bit more interesting because this is the trend-based extension thing. Now, I don't know, like I said, how to use this properly. Okay, so shout out to the Nexus because sometimes the Nexus teaches me things because I don't know how to do this. Do you draw it from this low? Do you draw it from this low? Do you draw it from this low? How do you know? Like, it's super subjective. And realistically, there's no money up here, right? Like, the sky's the limit here. And just as I told you that, for me, anyways, the golden pocket and the 786, does it hold because of smart money or does it hold because you drew numbers on the screen? Fine, right? Is that the same here? Because you have the 1618, so are we going to 100K? We could. I mean, who am I to say no? But do I think that it would reject because of this Mickey Mouse line? You could, but again, how am I going to justify it, right? I don't know. So the short answer is I wait for a range and I trade the range the same way that I trade this range or the same way that I trade a 1 minute range, right? You look to short the highs and you look to long the lows, similar to how I did this morning, even though we're at all-time high. I don't just long it because it looks good on Market Cipher, for example, or because it's a bull run and just long everything. I don't do that. Another way that I am going to flirt with, remember, I have not traded. I didn't know what I know now last cycle, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I didn't know. So I got to work with what we got. And right now, this is what we got. So will I pay attention to these levels? Yes. Will I, expect these levels to get hit? Maybe. I don't know. I have no way to justify it. Right? I have no way to justify any of these numbers. So, what else can we do? Well, similar to this green trend line that also somebody in the Nexus was like, oh, look, check this trend line out. We have something called spider lines. Now, if you know CryptoFace, which you should, if you know me, then you should know CryptoFace, because CryptoFace sponsors me, then you know... Where's my layout? Then you know that he uses spider lines, okay? Spider lines can help you in uncharted territory, and basically all spider lines are they're just their own trend lines, right? That's all they are. It's just trend lines. Just trend lines. Now, I have to give you full disclosure, my friend that left the comment. I forgot your name. Teddy, I believe it was. Theodore. I suck at trend lines. This is not my chart. My chart does not have the numbers on the left. Maybe I can change that. I don't even know how to change that. This is not my chart. Once again, shout out to the Nexus. Everybody's helping everybody. Because this is somebody in the Nexus's chart. I don't remember who it is. Shout out to you, though. I'm sorry, man. I think it was Odyssey. This is Odyssey's chart. Who hooked me up with the trend lines. Who, I must say, has tried to teach me how the hell trend lines work many times. And it's just not quite computing. Anyway. This is another line that I'm going to look to trade. Actually, we should put an alert here. Spider-Man. That is the answer. Wait for a range, trade the range. Every range is the same, whether it's a 1 minute time frame, whether it's a 10 million hour time frame, it's all the same. Whether it's a huge macro yearly multi-year, this is a range, guys. Okay, let me come back to my chart. This is so ugly. How do I go back to mine? This, guys, is a range. Say it with me. This is a range. That's a range. You just trade the range. Now, we're not trading on the 1 year time frame, so we're not just gonna only short because we're at the high of the range, though that would be epic. No. You just trade the range. Trader range. Trader range. That's how I'm approaching it. I'm going to wait for a range. And if I see a range up here, how many times can I say range? If I see a range here, and then it sweeps the high, and then you break the low, well, then guess what? You're probably going to come back to mitigate that. And then if you see a flip there, then you're probably going to come up. And then if you see a flip there, then you're probably going to come down. And then you flip there. And what does that create? This, my friends, is called market structure. That's it. That's how we're going to play it. And then, if you see a larger range, kind of like how we did in the last cycle, like this, that was your range. And then you have a potential PO3. Boom. Oh. Boom, boom. High time frame stuff. Break that range while you deviate the high of the range like this. Well, then bull market is over. Sell it all. See you later. It was a nice run. I'll see you in 4 years. Ride that bitch down to where? The low of the next range. If you like the content, hit the like button and the subscribe button. If you love the content, consider joining the Nexus. The link is in the description down below. We have a absolute banging network and a lot of exciting things to come. The Nexus officially launches December 1st and prices will be increasing. So if you want to lock in the grandfathered price of being early, then now's the time to do so. My friends, have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. Trade safe. Trade the range. Draw the spider lines. Get yourself your own Odyssey that can give you the chart with the spider lines because you don't know how to draw them because you're an idiot, apparently. Not you, me. And I'll see you at potentially some of these fib lines. I mean, like, there's no justification for it, but I'll see. Where did they go? Where did my fib lines go? Did I not just have fib lines? Did I delete them? Where did they go? I'll see you at the fib lines.